Hey, it's Little Adorable coming at you with another video. This time I'm revealing a little spoiler about myself. If you already saw it on Twitter, you're already in the know. You're a cool kid, I will say. If not, it is the fact I am a self-published author. I have always liked to write. Granted, I liked to write before I found out I was dyslexic. I was diagnosed eighth grade with that little tidbit. It didn't stop me though. Kept wanting to write, kept wanting to read, which is kind of contradictive with the fact I'm dyslexic, but it didn't stop me from getting this baby out. This is my book, Alvina. Little spoiler about it. It's a young adult medieval kind of vibes with royalty. And just like this is my baby. Many good memories. Fun fact, it started out as a fanfic for a particular fandom that I will not reveal. If you know though, like you're an OG. But when I was writing it as a fanfic, granted, different characters, different things here and there, but I had readers, the fans, asking me like, hey, are you going to make like a book of it? Like, I want a printed copy. And it was kind of like, these aren't my characters. I can't. But what if I made them mine? So I kind of went through and it wasn't just renaming, it was bringing different traits and aspects. I did change a few things just to make it different. But this is 100% mine. I love it. It was a lot of fun to write and make and then share with my friends and having them involved. And my husband, I say he was my cheerleader for it. He was super great about it. In fact, he helped me with it in the sense of when I was still just his girlfriend, I was over at his dad's house visiting his side of the family, and he introduced me to his stepmom, and it was kind of like, hey, this is my girlfriend. She likes to write bi, because he knew she edits books, so that was kind of my step through the door, which he helped me with that, because I was too scared to say anything, and I don't like talking about myself, which making a video about it right now is a little weird, but I'm doing it because y'all had asked me on Twitter about certain things. But basically, that's my little baby right there. Super fun to make. Some of the questions I got asked were like little tricks that I have. Write down everything, whether it's on like a piece of paper, notebook. I'd use my phone if I didn't have my lappy with me, but like write down everything. You will not use everything, but you still might pick apart pieces. I know I was writing something for Alvina and ended up not using it. If I could, I would use it in another book, which granted I've only published the one, forever working on others because I jump around between idea and idea. I'm working on it. I'm getting better right now. I've got myself focused on one book. So that's been really fun. What is another good thing? Letting inspiration just come. Take it from everything. Whether it's like people around you that you see, your friends, family, like they're gonna help even if they don't know. Even if you just sit and like people watch, if that works for you, being in public and around others and just antisocial. Inspiration can come from anything really. Most of mine comes from people I know, things they have said or done, some of the things I have said and done, and it was kind of like, that's great. Little inside jokes are always fun, and it gives the characters life and their own personalities and things. And I know when people would read Alvina, and some of the best comments I got were, your characters were so relatable, they were real, that is your strong suit when it comes to writing. So that made me feel really good, because I feel like if your characters are not interesting and your plot could be the best fucking thing ever, your characters help drive the story. So if people can't click with them, they're just gonna burn out from reading it. So characters matter, even if you've got like just like two. Like make them real, build them up, give them, you know, the good backstory, the bad backstory, all of it's all real. Not everything has the happy, perfect little world to them. Give them like the real backgrounds, like the stuff that you don't like hearing. It's real. Is another thing I would say. What else? Reading it. So I know, like, when I'm going through and I want to make sure it makes sense, I stop writing and I read it back to me. It also helps with like catching mistakes. You're trying to, like, you know, read it and your words are getting all tongue twisted and you're like, that's not right, let me go back and reread it. Reading it out loud, let me specify, reading out loud is going to help you so much. If you read it in your head, you're already going to be autocorrecting it, and like that, it won't help. One thing I use, which I started using like recently, I wish I fucking used it sooner, is Google Translate, and plugging it in there and having it read back to you. Yes, it'll sound a little animatronic, but you'll hear it. Granted, if you use like the wrong form of their or your, you will not hear it. But it'll help you catch way many other mistakes. So like, I definitely recommend using that method. Helps a shit ton. I've even told like other people I know, like, fucking use this if you aren't already. It will help you. What else? What else? I am a visual learner person, all of that fun shit. Pinterest, the boards, they work. Let me actually show you a little sample. Okay, little baby sample. This is one of my boards for one of my books. I actually have, because of how it's expanding, I actually have two different boards for it. One is like for characters, settings, little tidbits here and there, and then the other one is strictly fashion based, because that's the kind of world it deals with. So to kind of look through, one of my characters has a cane. This is supposed to be like for the town, the little setting. Part of the manor. This is for one character. This is another. Rose petals. Bedroom. Another character. Wallpaper. Bed. Hall. This is another character. Like little things about him. You know, he's got an earring. Single earring though, mind you. There's a pond. Spoiler, romance is involved. So he's tall, she's short. So I needed to see how like those would lined up. Old based. So we've got, he's a Grand Duke. This guy right here. The girl. Fire. Birthmark, I guess you can say. But little ideas for that, and it helps me just picture everything and help me with the flow. Keeps me on track for sure. Who else do we got? This is the fashion that I love. I need to organize it better. You'll see more with the dresses. I try doing it by like color. Night robes, some jewelry that'll go with it. Some of these dresses, like, granted, I love wearing my oversized pullovers and my joggers, but like some of these dresses, man, especially the black ones, I would wear them. Hell yeah. But yeah, visuals, and like, you don't have to make everything the same, but it's nice to have a base. I do not design dresses, so looking up, you know, different kind of dresses for sure helps. Like, look at that. It is gorgeous. Ugh. There's a wedding involved, so these were helping me with like designs for that. I'm a fan of this style, the dark and everything. Yeah, Pinterest is a huge help. This particular one, I'll get my mouse off of it in a second. That particular one though was the very first picture, pin, whatever you want to use, was the very first one that I saw. It wasn't even like for it. It was just like when you sign into Pinterest, it's the very first thing, that you see and when you scroll. But it was the very first picture that I saw, and it kind of like sparked, I want a novel that deals with high-end-ish fashion. So I added it, and then it kind of grew from there. I started adding more to the characters, the story, the plot, the setting. But like that little picture right there was the one that started this entire one, and it makes me so happy. And then I can just go through it, on the board and everything. But yeah, if you're visual, fucking use Pinterest. You don't need to use it for the weddings and all of that. Use it, please. You won't regret for sure. Trying to think of other little tricks. But yeah, just writing in general is just so fun. I love being created and sucking people into my imagination, which my husband, not creative. He's more like the math and science. So when I'm explaining like my works to him and my ideas, every now and again he'll just stare at me and he's like, "Where the fuck did you come up with this?" And it's like, my brain, because granted, it's a confusing place, very chaotic, but it's a great place to let my shit do its thing and be just, writing just makes me so happy, really, it does. And then when it makes me happy and then I can share it with other people, that's super great. And then I know some of my friends started using, not like the slang, but some of the sayings that that other characters use. So in this particular one, somebody says, "What's occurring?" as kind of like what's going on, what's happening. And she started using that with me, and it just makes you happy when other people pick it up and use it, and it's super great when other people can share, and and I had the stepmom who had helped me with editing. She knew somebody who did book covers, so her and I sat down when she was over one day, and she helped me. She did most of this, really. Designed the cover, which I thought was super, super great. And you'll notice the published name I use is Rachel Ann. When I started this, like even the fanfic days, I still wasn't married, which y'all already know my sibling's last name. It's Brown. But by the time I got around to this, I was married. My last name was changed. Spoiler, it's Hook. But I didn't want Brown or Hook associated with it. So it is just my first and middle name, which are funny because there are extra letters, if you will, in both, because the A and then the E on the end. But my mother, that came from Anne of Green Gables. So that I'm like, it's after a character. It was meant to be that I would write. I found funny. But yeah. And then, when it's all said and done, you get a whole, like, this is a fucking book. I made it. I wrote it. I put how much time and effort into making it. Like, this is fucking real. And it's unreal to me that I did the thing. I was, how old was I? 14, which I had always written for like fun, but at 14, I had the mindset of like, I want to be a published author, which I did it. I did it. And it made me so happy. I was 24 because it was like 10 years. 10 years after I decided I wanted to be an author, I had this published. And like the support I got from it was super, super great. And you know, it's on I've got 2 different desks. So right now I'm at my gaming desk. I've got my writing desk over there, and I've got like a few copies of my book. And it's just really fun to like see and look at. And then when other people get involved with it, which I have, one of my friends, if I can do it, had made me a shirt that has the title on it. Spoiler, it's the main character's name. Her name is Alvina. And on the back, she had a quote from the book, which is, "I believe we established I'm no fairy." Because that is a line that Alvina uses with somebody. So that made me really happy. And like I still wear it, which I didn't want to wear it for this video, so I could like manhandle it and show you like, look at this fucking shirt. Ugh. But yeah. So like other people got involved. It was super fun, super great experience. Now I just need to kick my ass in gear to get more out, which I start one idea, work on it, get a few chapters out, come up with another idea, start it, work a few chapters out, there's another, and then I go back to the first, and then there's a fourth, and then there's a fifth. So like at one point I had 10, more than 10, and then I made myself narrow it down to like, okay, no more new ideas. Here's your fucking list of your top 10. Don't go over it. Focus on at least one of these 10, and then I narrowed it down to 5, and then I narrowed it down to 3, and next thing you know, the current idea I'm working on popped up, brand new. So then I started doing that, and then it made its way into the top 3. It kicked somebody else out, sorry. And then it just kept rolling from there, and then I would jump back and forth between those top 3, and then I finally like told myself like, you're never going to finish one if you keep doing this. So like try and focus on the one, get her done. Which right now I've been better at. I've written a couple of chapters within a week. And that's, you know, granted between I work a full-time job, and then I come home and I got my little baby Oakley to take care of, which I love her. But yeah, if you're interested in writing, by all means do the thing. It's so great, so fulfilling, like no regrets. I want to keep going. Perfect world if all I had to do was write. Fuck, sign me the fuck up. I will gladly do that for sure. Oh, hold on. I need tea. Sorry. Out of my panda mug. Forgot. I do a lot of talking in these kind of videos, so I need more tea. Tea's good. I don't have any chalky milk, so I had to resort to tea, which I'm fine with because tea's a good thing. What was I saying? Oh yeah, right. Do the thing. If that's what you're interested in, like, just have at it, get creative, write down everything. If your visual, you know, find what works for you, and it'll come together in the end. Branch out, find what you like. I write what I like to read, so my genres typically involve fantasy based, or maybe modern world with some fantasy, creatures, magic, things like that. I'm a little sucker for some romance, but you have to have the balance of like, I need some action and I need like comedy, like just a splash of that, and then that's what I love to read, and then that's what I like to write, so it kind of lines up for that. And some of these are kind of like, I wish somebody wrote this, so I didn't have to do it and I could just read it. Sadly, it doesn't exist. Have to take it upon myself. Oh no. But yeah, do the thing. Maybe I'll open up like a thing on Twitter if y'all had any questions and I could answer. But I know some of y'all had questions already going into it of like what my method is, and what you would recommend. And I kind of shared, I think, like a good gist of what I do. And given the time it is right now, I think it's a good point to end the video. I have to go feed Oakley dinner and bond with her more because she's fucking great. I love her. So I will see y'all in the next video. Bye. Writing down everything. I already said that. Fuck. What the fuck is a good thing to mention right now? Ugly! Come here! Come here! Hi! Oh my good girl, hello! Get your bell! Oh, hello. Yes. Where do you, excuse you, ma'am. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. As I'm moving in my chair. Okay. Do I need to move? Come here. Okay. Come here. Come here. Where are you going? Hi, come here. Come here. Hi. What are you doing? Be like, forget making this video. I'm playing with my dog. I know you want lovin's, don't you? My good girl. Anyway, talking about books.